Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Coach David Butler. In today's topic, I would like to cover um, continuity and consistency within your offense, aka cheap install. Um, One of the things that I always harp on about in pretty much every video when it comes to X's and O's and that kind of stuff is I'm always looking for that cheap install, especially at our level. And what can we do to make ourselves better quickly without costing too much time. And the way that I do a lot of the stuff that I do is we try and be consistent in our delivery of our plays, and we try and keep the continuity within our, our jobs for our personnel in each situation. So I thought I'd just go through. I'll just pick one play, and I have picked inside zone, and I thought we'd just go through it, and I'll talk about what we do, our parameters, and then we try and keep a lot of the consistency and a lot of continuity, regardless of how we attack that inside zone play. And you can see how we create our playbook depth and our playbook thickening by doing what we do, and it creates depth. It creates more options, but there's not really much new teaching, so to speak. So, as I've just pointed out, I have drawn up, and it's very quickly drawn up, nothing major in this. It's just that simple inside down play. We call it Oregon or Ducks. That's just what it's always been called, and that's what it is. And I drew it up against the 3-4 because we see a lot of 3-4. And I'm not going to go too much into the play because it's not about the play itself. It's about more of the mechanics. But you can see that against the 3-4, we'd single up here, and then we double, one of us or two of us would double the centre and both work to the second level. The usual inside zone, you know, rules, nothing too fancy. And obviously our back is reading the inside hip of the play side guard, the mandatory inside zone stuff. Uh, Now what we do on our inside zone is we don't really run RPOs, so I'll call them answers. We got a pre-snap answer on the left hand side, and we got a post snap answer on the right side. And the post snap answer is always going to be we ride that mesh, the bubbles on because they're sitting off, or he crashes in. Then we throw the football, and if this guy's way up on pre-snap, then we can throw the hitch, the now screen pre-snap. It's nothing earth shattering. It's what we've had for a very long time, and it is what it is. But I'm not here to talk about the play itself today. I'm here to talk about what we do and the mechanics of it. Okay. So I was going to give you a quick run through. In our verbiage or in my verbiage, this would be gun Oregon. Okay. If the back was on the side, it would be switch Oregon. But I'm going to keep everything going one way for now for this situation because I want it to be symmetrical. I don't want to really draw up a lot of new stuff in this playbook style. So I just want to show you what we're doing right now. So we're in gun inside zone, aka Oregon. Okay. Now, how can we give it another look, give it a bit of a jazz up without doing much or new install and taking the time? So what we do is I add formations and I give them different looks and different things. I mean, we can do these things with formations and motions. That's what we do. And there's been topics on the channel before that are talking about this. I just want to go a little bit more in depth into this aspect of it and talk about how we create that continuity and that consistency along all we do. So if we're in gun, our offensive line knows it's inside zone rules. Our running back knows that he has to take that inside step, mesh with the QB, and run that inside zone track. This will be called 22 and 23. We number our holes, so obviously odds is left and evens is right. So this will be 22. We will look at this. That's how we this will be 22 Oregon. So our running back knows his track. He knows his footwork. Our O line know that we're running inside zone. Our receivers know that they're running blocking routes on inside zone per rule, and the QB knows that it's going to be a pre-snap, post-snap read regardless. Okay. Now, how can we get legs off of that without doing much install or much changing? So one of the first things that we can do, and that we do a lot, is that we can mix it up. Okay. can mix it up, and we can put this QB in the centre. Okay, and then we can put our running back behind him, and then we're under centre look, or as I'll call this, an alpha look. Okay, so now we line up differently. Will the defense think anything different? I don't know. Probably because the back is aligned differently. But I like to get them thinking. But when we come out in this formation after running from gun, what's going to change for us in terms of now when we run this power and mid so play? Only one thing, and that's the running back. And in this situation, that running back is taking that very first same step as he would if he was in the gun. He's going to take that very first same step, and then he's going to run his track the very same way. Okay, so the continuity remains the same in the teaching. The only person that's got anything different to learn is the running back, and it literally is a case of instead of you standing here, you are now standing here. When you hear the word alpha, you move to here. Here is in the center. Okay, that's how we remain consistent with the continuity. So you go again. Can we do anything else off of that? Our QB can still run the pre-snap and post-snap bubbles if you so choose to. There's no reason why you can't from under center. It is what it is. Okay. So how can we make it another level? So of course we're already under center. There's no question why we can't go ahead and make it pistol. Okay. So if we make it pistol, if we put our guy into pistol, we're just moving him back 3 yards. Okay. We've got ourselves another look, another way to attack a defense. And of course, we can run many things off of these formations. You just keep it one play and keeping the conformity and the consistency and the continuity. Again, so if we were in pistol, what would change now? Nothing, apart from the QB's alignment. So again, we can make easy ground and make cheap and easy install just by moving one person. Okay. So we can make quick and easy install just by moving one person around, and that's what we like about the situation. And then we can make more things happen, and we can do more things to pistol and give our offense more looks and more legs. Now, but if we want to take it a step further, and let's say we just didn't want to do it in 11 personnel, sorry 10 personnel. Maybe if we want to do something different, how if we want to go to 20 personnel? So if we did that, that's great. We can do that. We pull out our H. Okay, and we sub in a fullback. Okay, so then we're in two back set. Okay, what they're running is irrelevant to our teaching of the play. Okay, now when we run an inside zone, and we run it from what we call king and queen. So now we're all on our fourth formation with very little teaching. What's going to change in this play from pistol? The only thing different in this play is that we ask our H back to slice and seal the edge. Okay? No new teaching apart from one guy coming across and learning that when he hears the word Queen Oregon, he knows that he's loading up beside the QB and he's running that slice, that chop. Okay? So when we do that, what's changed for the running back? Nothing. He's still taking that first step. He's aiming for still the same place. The Lions still know their rules. We've still got the backside bubble on there if we want to. We've still got the hitch here if they're giving us a cushion. Nothing's changed in the play. The only thing that we're changing is how we look and how we move. We're keeping continuity and conformity with very cheap install. And that's one of the key things for us at our level is look like we're doing a whole bunch of stuff when really we're doing not a lot. And you know, if that sounds too simple, it's because it is simple, and that's what we do in the situation. Now, of course, we can also, without if you wanted to get a little bit deeper, okay, we could lead it. Okay, so this would be King. I was going to lead, and we'd have a lead back in there. But that would be a tag on it, and we don't. If we're not, and again, that's another level of adding that continuity and that consistency. But right now, I'm just trying to show you how we do things, very very simply, and getting those legs. Okay, so I won't talk about that too much right now. Let's move on. So of course, if we switch sides, okay, we could run it from King. He would come across that way, and we run inside zone the other way. We probably wouldn't run it same side. I'm just giving you an example. So it's the King, Queen, etc. Our next option. Let's just take off this. Okay. Now, my rule of thumb has always been the H is opposite the R, so the H will go there, the R will go there. How we line up, we split the guards right in the middle, right down the middle of their backs. Okay, and we try and be in line best we can. Okay, excuse this drawing, me. Okay, I'll leave it there. Okay, so now we've gone into a new formation. This will make the defense rearrange what they do. But what changes for us if I'm still running inside zone off of this? What changes for me? Now I've already spoken about before about how I like to do things off of pro gun. But if we're coming into this with the same train of thought and the same rules and the same consistency and continuity and key principle that we've been doing all along so far, we're going to cross the backs, okay? But before we cross the backs, we ask ourselves, what's changed for the line? Nothing. It's still inside zone to the left, okay? What's changed for the receiver on this side of running the bubble? Nothing. It's still inside zone to the left. What's happened to this guy here if he's got drop coverage? Nothing. He's still running that hitch, that one step hitch, that no screen. Nothing's changed. Our H is going to come in, and just like you would do on a on a on a queen, he's going to come across and seal the edge. He goes first, he seals the edge, and then if you take away that H like he wasn't there, and we ask our R, he's literally going back to what he did the very first player we installed, which is good. Okay, so now he's still running a soundtrack inside the 22, inside of the guard. Nothing's changed. So now there's six formations there that we're running. Only one person moves per time. Continuity within our playbook, and keeping our offense ticking over with giving it legs without really teaching anything new, so to speak. And that's what we're looking to achieve all the time. Now, of course, we can do it a little bit more than that once we're in pro, and we can talk about adding emotion or etc. So let's say we were in pro, okay? Now we could nothing would change for us in this instance. It would still be inside zone, okay? It would still be inside zone, but all we would do pre-snap, we could send this guy on a flare, a jet, whatever we want to do. So then now, when our our backs are it'll be pro 20, 23 ducks height flare, okay, or whatever we call it at that point. He knows that he's going in motion, so he's the only guy that's going to change again. He's going to go in motion, and then we ask ourselves, he's the window dressing in this play. The formation's one window dressing. The H is a second window dressing. What's changing for us in terms of continuity and consistency within our play from the very first day we install it to now? And the answer is nothing. Our 5 guys up front know what they're blocking. They're still blocking inside zone. They're what they're taught day one carries on throughout whatever we change. Our running back knows his lane. He knows his step. He knows his first step. He knows his attack point. Pre-snap, post-snap answers, they know where they are. They don't change. Okay. All we've done there now is add a third amount of window dressing, a third dollop of spices, just to give them something else to think about. And of course, we can fill that bubble off there if we so choose, etc., etc. But we're just talking, chopping it slice by slice, making up more and more and more stuff that we can do, filling out our playbook without really filling out our playbook. Okay. So we've now discussed 5 or 6 formations maybe. We can also obviously do I form as well. If you're an I form team, I'll quickly cover that. It would be rude of me not to do it when I actually run it. Okay, so when we are in 2-back and we do go into I form, okay, and now we would be running lead on this. Okay, so if we are now in I form, okay, what do we think's changed here from when we were in alpha? What's changed here from when we were in pistol? Nothing really. The only person that's got anything to do different is the H, and then he's lining up behind, and he's going to run a lead, or we can send him out on a flare, whatever we choose to do. But for now, we'll say we're going to lead him because I want to be consistent with what I was saying. So, sorry. So he'll lead at that second level. Now I will take that very same step that he takes every time. This way now he's taking that step out to get to where he needs to be. And he's going to follow his blocker through the hole. Sorry. He's going to follow his blocker through the hole. Okay. Running that track in there. Nothing's changed, has it? Nothing's really changed, okay? So what do we do when we sorry. What do we do when we want to go try something else? So now we've got 6 different formations. We've added in a runabout motion. There's been no new teaching apart from moving one guy. Trying to keep continuity with what we're teaching and consistency with the playbook that we're delivering, but adding those cheap installs, making us more hard to figure out. Okay, now let's just say we're moving this guy back to a wide receiver. Okay, okay. So I'll get rid of that. So I can't get rid of it. We'll leave it there for now. Okay. Let's just say now we want a motion a H on a jet. Okay, or a Z on a jet. It doesn't matter which one we do. Okay, I'll motion the Z. No, I'll motion the H. He's not going to Okay, so if we want to add our jet could be anything. You name what you want to. Okay, and we'll do it from pistol, just because the crack of it, and I'll show you how it changes from another formation. So if we're going to run pistol, Oregon, jet, okay, or H jet, whichever way you want to verbiage it, okay. We're now going to send that H in motion. He's going to fake that. He's going to fake that sweep, and we're going to run the inside zone. Boom. We're now going to run that inside zone off of that. Okay. Okay. Like so. So again, what's changed? Only the H. We're now adding a jet motion, which will take probably 5 minutes of our install period to get there and get running and teach what we want to do and how we want to attack it. Because we could build jet into other things as well. We can hand the ball off, etc. But if we are just trying to give legs to our inside zone play, we can do it by adding levels to it with cheap install. So now we've also now added a H jet. So The H will come across, he'll fake the handoff, and our R will run his track. But what's changed for the line? What's changed for the QB? What's changed for the R? Nothing, so to speak. You know, we could turn this into a block. We could turn this into a block. It doesn't really matter because we're focusing on what the line are doing, what the running back's doing, and how we can transform that so far and so forth. So now we've got another aspect of it where we've got H jet inside zone. Okay, it is that simple. Get rid of that. Oh, for some reason. Okay, but let's just say we wanted to do something else, and we wanted to do Z jet. We could, but we don't because of the way it's going. But we could if we really wanted to. Okay. Uh, these are just examples, guys, of how we can give our offense some continuity and some thickness to our playbook just by adding a few and moving a few pieces of the chessboard. We're not really doing anything new, but we are keeping that continuity in our system, and we're being consistent with our teaching. So when we teach our line day one, what we're doing on inside zone, that content is the same. That's consistent throughout the play, regardless of the moving pieces that we have behind it. So we're consistent, and the continuity of the play doesn't matter how it evolves. The basis of the play remains the same throughout the teaching, and that's kind of where I want to go with this video. And we do this with a lot of stuff with outside zone and some of our past plays how they change regardless of the person they remove. It's usually only one new guy or one guy who's going to learn something new, etc., etc. And that's how we evolve things, and that's one of our key parts of the process for us in making it work over here. Well, making it work for me. And I thought I'd share that with you today, guys. And hopefully, it's something that you enjoyed and maybe something you already do yourself or you can take away. Again, there's never no right or wrong again to me doing football. I'll just like to pass on what I've learned and I was taught myself. Uh, well, for today, guys, I appreciate you jumping on and taking a watch, taking a listen. I will I'll see you all again very soon. So take care.